Namaste, Jai Bharat. Turkey brought explosives in their cargo aircraft to 4 of our airports, including Delhi. Now, this is not just sensitive, it's very serious. You just can't bring certain items like explosives and such things to any nation, any country, without prior permission and without getting no objection. It's not the case that we don't get explosives through cargo by aircraft, because then that's all officially done, because some companies or some factories or some companies might need certain kind of explosives, and then they would import. And in such cases, the people those are bringing, or the agency that's bringing explosives, should inform the authority and obtain permission and give the entire specifications of the kind of explosives, reasons, etc., etc., this thing, that thing, quantity, all those things. Then the permission has to be issued and given, and then only they can take off. I mean, they can take off wherever they want. Then only they can come and enter our airspace and land in our air bases. One airport where this Turkey cargo came is Hyderabad, if I'm not wrong. One, of course, is Delhi. Yesterday evening, I was in Delhi at this time, in the airport. So you can imagine, the cargo is not that far from where passengers terminals are, and that too, Delhi terminals are very big these days, not small. You have to, from one corner to another corner, it takes several minutes to reach your assigned destined gate. It takes a long time. So, why did Turkey or Turkey, I still wanted to call them as Turkey. Previously, out of respect, I was living in Turkey. They don't like the word Turkey, it seems. So, why do they bring explosives to Bharat? Without telling? That really is smuggling. That really is smuggling explosives to our nation. And when they smuggle explosives to our nation, in what quantities, we have no details. Of course, our government won't give such details so easily. It's not necessary for the people to know. But these things are bought here, certainly not for good purpose, certainly not with good intention, like our Vishnugupta Chanakya was telling. He was buying some land. Chanakya was buying some land, and then he was asked, why you want to buy this much of land in Magadha? Then he is telling Saduddesh. This is certainly not with any Saduddesh, bringing explosives to Bharat for distant places. Certainly not with any Saduddesh, but definitely with Duruddesh. Absolutely no doubt about it. These explosives of whom? Who facilitates this? Who organized it? Who wanted this? These questions should be definitely asked by our agencies. We are not idiots. We are not fools. We understand things much better than they do. And then it means these people don't stop. Actually, the conflict between, Turkey was a good friend of us. Turkey used to be a good friend of us. And we have helped them time and again in crisis where they used to be. But then the problem with them is they don't treat us Bharat. They treat us as Hindus, just Hindus. The reason what Pakistan became separated from Bharat through their all kinds of stories of two nation theory, this or that or whatnot, is just because we are Hindus. And their only argument, the fundamental argument which they were postulating, is that Muslim can't live within Hindu. That's it. So they don't look at Bharat as Bharat. They look at Bharat as Hindu Desh. And for them, we are not Bharatiyas, we are Hindus. For them, they don't want us. They hate us, because nafrat is something which they are taught right from childhood. They hate us. They hate Hindus. They hate Bharat. For what? There's no reason. Even they do not know how they hate us. They do not know why they hate us. But they are trained. They are taught, trained, and programmed to hate us. Same kind of mentality. Erdogan, I won't say the people of Turkey, Erdogan shares. In case of Pakistan, of course, I can say the people of Pakistan, because they are trained to hate right from childhood through their madrasas, that he hate Hindu. Similarly, you find such cries in Palestine, that hate Jews. What is this story of hatred, and why do they hate? The woman knows. So they hate Hindus. They hate Hindus, and that's a fundamental problem. It's not a conflict or skirmish between Pakistan and Bharat. It's a conflict between Muslims and the rest of the non-Muslims in Bharat, which they consider all of us as Hindus. That, of course, I personally seen. Many Pakistanis, I hear them telling that Muslims living in Bharat are living with Hindus, so they are also kafirs. Now, to that extent, for a nation like Pakistan, everyone other than a person speaking himself is a kafir. They have gone to that kind of reductionism, that kind of narrowness, and that extent to reductionism, except we all are bad. It boils down to this. The whole of their thinking procedure boils down to the point that except me all are wrong. That's precisely what they have been taught in their madrasas, taught by them, whatever the so-called Maulavi Ustads teach them. Is obviously and perfectly anachronistic kind of thinking things that they teach. They fill the minds of the young minds with hatred, and even see that so-called ferocious master or failed master or field marshal Asim Munir himself is a madrasa chap, is a madrasa product. Look at his attitude. He can't escape. He can't escape that frame of mind which have been planted in him through rigorous kind of brainwashing right from childhood. That's what they do in madrasas. They make these people to hate others, and in case of Pakistan, they make them to hate Hindus. So the difference between Pakistan and Bharat is that they consider Bharat as only Hindus, and therefore what to be hated, and kafirs and all those things. How can you have any kind of relation with them? So long as they remain this kind of Muslims, with such narrow perceptions and reductionistic approach to their own understanding of religion, they will continue hatred, and you can never have any kind of relations with them. Whatever the relations they might be existing apparently just at the very periphery level, is simply meaningless. It's only for their temporary gains for them, temporary things for them. Nothing is real, nothing is deep, nothing is permanent. So we should consider Pakistan as non-existent, as far as we are concerned, non-secular. It does not exist for us. It doesn't have anything to do with us. Just forget about it. Turn a blind eye to Pakistan. We don't care what happens to them. We can't even consider them as neighbors. You can't consider a snake living next to you as a neighbor until the snake exhibits some kind of good positive characters to you. Your children are not affected by its attitude. Snake has an attitude. It always fears us. So the moment it gets a chance, it attacks. So why this Turkey is doing this is because they are totally under the influence of number one Pakistan. Number one, they also must be under the influence of various terrorist groups. And incidentally, Pakistan is biggest factor in the world of producing terrorism. They have been assigned by the United Nations, such a funny people. United Nations, I think they made vice chairman or vice president something of an anti-terrorist committee which the UN is forming. I don't know the details, the names and all. This news I happened to read. It's very interesting. I considered it as fun, and then funny, and people must be laughing, I'm sure. Who are you giving charge of what? Who are you giving charge of? What's that obvious? That the UN has become something which it is not supposed to be, and therefore the UN is not considered as what it is supposed to be. No one takes them as serious. I don't think that anyone can take them as serious anymore. This is a story of Turkey bringing explosives to Bharat. One is Hyderabad, one is Delhi. Other two places I don't know. I haven't heard that telling. Oh, maybe I've skipped it. But this is serious. Why do they bring explosives so urgently through air cargo? And for who is the client trying to get it? Of course, we have found it, inspected it. 4 places, 4 aircraft, to which the quantity and the type of explosives we have no idea. For that, our people will know. Common people need not to know. But then the common people should know just only one thing, that our agencies are vigilant. They are capable of understanding it and diffusing the situations. They are already capable of doing so many things. We know them. We trust them. We have to trust these people. We do trust our agencies, our governance, our authorities. So they'll take care of it. But look at this. Turkey, in spite of all those things, do not want to redeem themselves. So consider them as beyond redemption and goners. Consider them as goners. And this Azerbaijan, just forget about it. They're a small prey at the whims and fancies of Turkey. So not that serious. These people have loud mouth. In any case, they're normally loud mouth. They speak whatever. They don't have to care. We don't have to consider them. Let them speak. Let them speak what they do. Look at Bharat. We are not loud. We don't say anything. We don't talk, but we just do things. And what we do things still now, people are yet to understand what we have done. We ourselves don't know what we have done. Our concerned officers, concerned agencies, concerned people of government knows what they are doing. That alone is sufficient. We need not to know. The citizens of this nation should know what they're supposed to know. At the same time, the citizens of this nation need not to know what makes no difference to them, what they're not supposed to know, for several reasons of Rashtra, security of our nation, which is most important. So we still consider ourselves in this position, Rashtraya Swaha, Idam Namama. So that should be our attitude, and that is our attitude. We shall meet again. Till then, Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.